welcome to the Silent Hill Ascension pre-show. I am Noah, and I'm here with the wonderful Frosty Layla. Layla, could you please take us through the run of the show?
Oh, Noah, I would love to. So it is 5:40 p.m. Pacific time. That means you are here with your Girls Friday on a Friday for the pre-show. Pre-shows happen Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The show is at 6 p.m. Pacific every weekday. And then after the show, after the Endure, you will come right back into our embrace for the post-show. And today, Noah, we have a special guest. We are having an interview with Tiffany Haugen Villalobos.
Yay! We love Tiffany.
We do. We got to work with her, and she's back now, and now we're not letting her go. For the folks who might not know what Ascension is, would you mind walking them through?
Yeah, sure. So, Silent Hill Ascension is a socially interactive streaming series where all of you collectively shape and experience its evolving story. So, collaborate and compete with others to try to make the choices you want. When each decision ends, that choice locks in as canon. So that's the version of the show that everybody's going to see from now on forever. A canon story shaped by you, the participating audience, every day, every weekday. So let's look at the scene that we had where in the other world, Astrid's clues lead Rachel to suspect the Foundation is responsible for the kidnappings. Roll that, please.
What's wrong?
Maybe Xavier was right. Maybe I am somehow responsible for all of this.
This darkness isn't your fault. If anyone is to blame, it's my family. And me.
We just have to focus on our children. They're going to be okay, right?
Orson hasn't been the same since he came back. I think someone did something to him. He keeps mentioning some lady in the woods.
He was taken by a woman?
Hate forms my branches, fear my roots. I am blooming. To suffer is to thrive in the grove of dead trees.
My words are woe. My deeds are rot.
What's that from?
It's from the Foundation. Run!
And so we converge again in the other world. Somebody said in the chat, Convergence 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yes. How nice it must be to be Astrid and not know what the Foundation is.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine that blissful ignorance of not knowing about that Pennsylvania cult? Ah, if only.
Yeah, so now the Foundation, it's a local, not only a Pennsylvania cult, but it's a Hope's Junction cult, right? It was originated in Hope's Junction, or where?
With Philip Radcliffe or Paul Radcliffe. I'm not sure where Paul Radcliffe is from, but it's that guy's fault. I think we can pinpoint everything to him.
It's his fault, and I do believe that they had something to do with the kidnapping. You know, I have two eyes, unlike some other people in the show, and they both see what the Foundation's been up to.
Yeah, nothing good. But hey, the ladies are back together. They got clues that they're, putting together. They got their little spy glasses, their detective caps on, and they're ready to figure out who took those dang nabbit kids, because both Orson and Faith are not doing great. In fact, Orson is getting worse by the minute, and I like to keep an eye on which child is more unsettling at any given time, and I think Orson is currently taking the cake.
Right, his insanity meter is pretty high right now, so to speak. But
Yeah.
they both came back from the wherever they were, came back weirder, basically.
Yes, the is very important because they were a little weird to start with.
They were a bit, they were special children, and they remain special. And now they are even weirder. And, to suffer is to thrive in the grove of dead trees. And no, it's not a phase. This is who I am, Mom. I'm not gonna stop reciting goth poetry.
Says one of the two adult goths hosting this. Oh man.
It is not a phase, everybody, but let's take a moment to actually discuss the story so far. Let's start with our beloved and horrible Hope's Junction, Pennsylvania. Layla, take it away, please.
Hey, returning to the Foundation, Eric chose how to present Nora's evidence to Xavier and Barbara. Xavier has been collected. We saw him go down in style not once, but twice on Wednesday. Eric discovers Rachel and Xavier are missing, and Krista has to convince him that Rachel can't be trusted. I mean, like we knew.
That's classic conniving Krista, and we are here for it. I don't know. Are you still here for it, Layla?
I'm always here for it. I love a woman with a plan.
Yes, she really has a plan, and it's a long plan, and she's not tiring. She doesn't care how many kids go missing, how many Rachels go missing, and how many Foundation leaders get, unalived, as the kids say nowadays.
They do indeed say that, and it makes me sound old, but God, I wish they wouldn't. Listen, it's a lot. I love Queen Krista of the one-liners, telling people it's not her business, that she's not a bitch, but or she's not a monster, she's just a bitch. Like, come on, what a great character. Ate says I would say rip Xavier, but but wait, production whisked the quote away. I would say rip Xavier, but the lad doesn't deserve peace. There it goes. Agreed.
Oh my God, no mercy for our watcher.
No Fs. No Fs for Xavier.
No, what
no
is
Fs
this?
in the chat.
A little bit. I liked him, to be honest, but I see that I'm gonna botch this. Zasner. He says, Faith was like, lost my mom in the woods. Phew, gonna hang with my dad. That's like, when you're really tired of one of your parents. I don't know why she came back so crossed with her mother. And it seems like, Orson is more like against everybody but Astrid, it feels. So far. No, he attacked Astrid too, though.
If we're gonna be referencing like old goth memes from the ye olden days, he feels like one of those stickers you would get from like a Spencer's Gifts, where it's like, I don't discriminate, I hate everyone equally.
Oh yes, that's exactly our little baby boy Orson. Well, he's not a baby, but he's definitely a boy. But he does not discriminate. Everybody, as far as he's concerned, is bite-worthy or stab-worthy at times. What we know for sure is that there is some lady in the woods that is being referred, and we do not know. Maybe, like some people said, maybe it's Nora, maybe it's Barbara. Who knows? There's a lady in the woods.
There might be two of them. There's either two of them or one of them is a real international woman of mystery.
Right. But let's look at our story so far in Norway. Production, can you show that? And Layla, walk us through it, please.
In Norway, Astrid and Rachel meet in the other world and must work together to survive the monster. Orson attacks Britt as she returns to the farmhouse after attacking Haugen. And Astrid's clue leads Rachel to suspect the Foundation is responsible for the kidnappings.
Well,
I mean, like, if you're gonna join a cult. I feel like there's like lists of things I would tolerate in a cult and lists of things that would be kind of a no-go. I think I could tolerate the Xavierism of it all, the kind of like catty behavior, because again, I live for the goss. But child kidnappings, I think, is where I would maybe draw the line.
Yeah, the line crossed. And they really done some stuff. But to be honest, like, to me, the gnarliest Foundation moment was actually when Rachel took her own eye.
That's pretty gnarly.
That was gnarly. And that wasn't even like protocol Foundation stuff. Like, she's even gnarlier than the Foundation. That's how hard that lady goes.
It was protocol, like early Foundation stuff, because she found like an old mysterious
old
book with
manuscript.
This is, some pre-Table Manners Foundation Paul Radcliffe originals.
Right. Yeah. Unfiltered, uncut, original.
Director's Cut Foundation.
Exactly. Director's Cut Foundation stuff.
Yeah.
And so that was pretty gnarly. And yes, abducting the children, I honestly, it's kind of a bit like, that's the obvious thing that the evil cult would steal the children. Okay. And I don't know, maybe like there is a convergence happening here really again. The Norway, Astrid never heard about the Foundation before. And now she's, being introduced to our wonderful world.
God, like, how nice. What a dream to have never heard of the Foundation, at least as far as, being involved in our story. Because I think Rachel, Eric, Chris, I think that whole Pennsylvania gang has had about enough. This is not what they joined for. This is not what they're trying to do. And now they're tangled up in this mess. So, if only we were all as blissfully ignorant as Astrid of this.
As she used to be.
Anymore. Yeah.
As she used to be. But so again, to reiterate, Layla, okay with cults. Morgie,
yes.
Okay.
Totally fine.
Xavier, antics, okay.
Fine.
Not kidnap children. No.
No, I kind of draw a line at kidnapping and violence.
Okay, remember that next time you start a cult with our wonderful Layla. I see that she's rainbow here, says cults, steal children, sleep with everyone, save the world. I don't know. So far, it seems like they're doing a really bad job at saving the world or saving anybody for that, as far as that goes. Step one, as Drew says. Layla, do you want to? Okay.
I'm laughing too hard.
Drew says, step one, steal children. Step two, morgie. Step three, and step four, profit. I completely agree with this. Well done, Drew. But let's talk about the fate and hope system that we have here that's very unique to our world here.
Yes, so decisions, endurance scenes, and puzzles all contribute to whether characters will face redemption, suffering, or damnation in Silent Hill Ascension's finale. Their fate is decided across the length of the season, and a character's hope needs to be high enough for them to survive a crucial story moment. We have seen one survival. We have seen one not so survival. And we've also seen, so far everyone's been on the redemption path that has been, that we've said goodbye to, right? So we haven't seen any of the damnation sort of results. And we got, Drew again says, I got a ton of influence points catching up on Pathways last night. Wink. Because another great way, puzzles, great way to earn.
That's a really good way to earn influence points so that you can make an impact here and contribute to Silent Hill Ascension canon for good. And you can decide what kind of man or woman or anybody they're going to be, how they're going to end. You saw two endings. As Layla said, we saw Carl basically saying to his whole family and life, peace, I'm out. I'm going on the boat. He didn't even say anything, but that's basically what he did. And then we had Toby sacrificing himself for no good reason, really, because nothing good came out of it.
Wouldn't it be fun if, just off your man and woman thing, wouldn't it be fun if Nils was like the exception to all the chaos?
Right.
Because, they're not binary. put like a Shakespearean twist of, well, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like Niels, they can sail away with me whenever they want. I actually
Niels?
developed a little bit of a
Troublesome but pretty
flavor
hot.
for Niels. Yeah, a little bit of a
Yeah.
flavor. But by the way, we have our wonderful Tiffany Haugen Villalobos. After the show, I'm going to have the pleasure of interviewing her. She did such an amazing job doing Olivia Haugen, formerly known as Detective Haugen, who got stripped of her badge. So super stoked about that. It was so great. Layla, like, you know, we've worked with Tiffany before the show even aired, and she's such a team player. She's great.
Yeah, Tiffany and I kind of passed each other like ships in the night, but you know, every time we interacted, she was a delight. So I'm excited to see her back.
We had moments, we had days, you know, we cried together, we laughed together, delivering those voice, delivering the lines, and Tiffany did a really good job directing. I saw that the audience also is like really stoked about the voice acting, and a lot of it is also because Tiffany directed it. So we have really good talent here. Super stoked. Stick around for that. But let's talk about endurance. Completely shifting the subject. Tiffany's going to be here later. We're going to dive more into that. But Layla, could you please take us through what the endurance scene is?
I would love to. So when the endure scenes starts, you will have to time your inputs to the actions you see on screen to help our character. Collective success means that the character's hope will rise, otherwise it will fall. If a character fails enough endurance scenes, they may not survive future encounters, leading to their permanent death in the story. Once again, we've seen it either way, right? And these endurance scenes are one of the best places to earn large amounts of influence points. Remember, success or failure is a part of the collective story and not an individual judgment. Unless you want to be judged, in which case you can email our feedback email and just say, hey, I want Layla and Noah to judge me. And then you can rest easy knowing that we are judging you. We will do that privately. We will send the vibes.
The judgy vibes will be felt across the world, wherever you may be. Do what Layla said if you want that judgment, but if not, really, we're not judging here. This is part of the story.
Noah, I don't know if you're catching the vibes also, but the chat is thirsty today.
Oh my god, what is this? Like a horny Joe thirsty or quenched?
You know, por que no los dos, really.
Oh,
But
yeah, yeah.
Miss Ma'am, it is almost time for the show. So what do you say you take us out on a hot one?
Okay, so let's look at the current decision. So let's look at it for a second. I'm excited.
I can check the decision for us. Let's see. We can race to the top.
Okay, I'm racing.
Well, we got how will Britt handle her doppelganger's threat, and we got 53% redemption. Ask Nils to hide their drugs. 30% damnation. Steal Nils' drugs, and there's a rally on damnation. Y'all still have 6 days, so you know, get on those pathways and catch up on your influence points, and you know, win one. I believe
there is still time. So puzzles, endurance, you got it. Get those influence points, and we are going to make history together. But I just want to remind you all again that we have the lovely Tiffany Haugen Villalobos. She's gonna be here with me after the show. Unfortunately, Layla's not coming back tonight after this. I'm going to miss you, but Tiffany and I will try to carry the torch for you. So enjoy the show, everybody, and thanks so much, Layla, for being here. See you guys after the show.
Bon weekend, everybody.